On the last Radical Review, I received something from the future and reviewed it.
Well, actually, that's not the last Radical Review that I've put up, because I ended up uploading a few more since then.
Bruh. On this episode of Radical Reviews, I shall be doing something similarly impressive. I will send something to the future, and the future me will review it.
No, that's not nearly as impressive as last time.
Sure, anyway, look behind you there, future Liam.
Okay. You talking about that?
You have an old iMac keyboard, blue tacked to your wall.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I wanted to use it because I really like the feel of typing on it. I actually got it from the secondary school that you are currently attending.
I know that actually. That's something that happened before.
Yeah, it was my last year in secondary school, and I heard that they weren't using the iMac anymore, so I asked if I could have the keyboard.
You see, after months of trying to get it off the school, I managed to get it, and it turns out that half the keys were broken, which was very disappointing. Because goddamn, I love the feel of that keyboard. However, at the same time, I don't want to spend like $100 on an old Mac keyboard. So naturally, I came up with the solution to buy this knockoff for about £8 on eBay.
Oh, you have my old phone. This dumbass over here is gonna drop it in the toilet in a few months' time.
Oh, I'm the dumbass? Well, the joke's on you, my friend, 'cause in calling me a dumbass, you're calling yourself a dumbass, you dumbass.
Okay.
And listen up, here's the impressive bit. I'm gonna press this now, and my future self is gonna have it now. Watch this. And voila!
Yeah. Voila! I have it. 'Cause it came in the mail about a year ago?
Not only is that true, but it is also impressive, which is exactly what I wanted it to be. It's exactly what I said it would be, and here it is, impressive as promised, because I personally think it's impressive, so it must be impressive. I mean...
Hey, can you shut up? You said so yourself. This was supposed to be Future Liam's Radical Review, after all.
I did say that it was your radical... You should continue.
Alright, so, this keyboard. I still have it after a year, of course. Not like I was gonna return it anyway if it was bad, because it's not worth it, because it was only £8. So did this cheap iMac keyboard knockoff end up satisfying me in the way that I hoped it would? Yeah, it actually did. And I've been using it for the past year. And the reason I was looking for a keyboard at the time was because my current keyboard that I had been using for a year and a half just wasn't doing it for me. Let me just get it a sec.
And here she is!
We all love them Cherry MX Blues! And it's not just the sound that I disliked in this keyboard, but it's also the shape of the keycaps, which is pretty common for any mechanical keyboard. Even after a year and a half of using this keyboard, I was still constantly slipping between rows of keys and pressing the wrong buttons all the time. And whether or not I had these things flipping it up on a slant. So to put it simply, as I said, this keyboard just wasn't doing it for me. And that's, whoa! Don't want to break it after a year, going strong! So basically I wanted to go back to the same type of keys that I had on my laptop and that I had with the iMac in the TY office in school.
What is the TY office in school, you ask? Well, you can head on down over to my YouTube channel and watch this video called B, in which I act really cringy in school for 25 minutes. It was recorded a few years ago and it's interesting to say the least. Yep.
And again, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out and I've been using it for the past year. But that's not to say that it doesn't have flaws. Now, some of these flaws do stem from the fact that this is a knockoff of an iMac keyboard. One example of this is the fact that it uses Bluetooth like the iMac keyboard. Because Bluetooth is a sin. It is the worst technology. And as some of you guys may be aware, on a Windows PC like mine, it sucks even more. Actually, quick update. I don't have those problems anymore. I reinstalled Windows to a new drive and now those Bluetooth problems are just all gone, so you don't really need to hear about them. Moving on. So I went through some struggles here and there, reinstalling my entire Bluetooth drivers every so often, and I get through it. And I get a hair that stays in my mouth. Not that I should be complaining about that. I am the one who chose to grow the hair after all. Anyway, the point I was trying to make with that was that I like this type of keyboard. And this keyboard delivers. So, on to example number 2 of how it trying to copy the iMac keyboard has let it down for me personally. The iMac keyboard over here has an FN key in the corner instead of its control key. Because of this, when I go to press the control key, which is always in the corner underneath shift, I'm pressing FN and I am achieving nothing. And unfortunately enough, they copied it over to this keyboard, except you can't see it because I decided to remove it and replace it with tape so that when I went for the control key, I could tell there's no key there, and it immediately reminds me, oh, control key is to the side, and I don't get annoyed when I'm confused why the control key isn't working. Also, here's the box that came with it. As you can see, whoopish, there is the function key in the worst place you could put it. Also, I only just noticed while recording this that this is like a Glee website or app that's being used in the box art. So I hear you ask, is there anything else interesting inside the box? Nope. Just an instruction booklet telling you how to use Bluetooth on Windows and on iOS. Something that wasn't included on the instructions was how to make your keyboard not incredibly flimsy. I had to cover this guy in this sticky paper in order to stop it being so flimsy. I also tried to do the same up here, but as you can see, it eventually fell off. So whatever. But this was still a successful endeavor because it was quite effective at taking away all of the flims. And I believe the last problem I have with this is the battery compartment. It's kind of flimsy in and of itself, and it allows for the batteries to get loose inside of it so that I have to take off the battery compartment to put them back in. Now, that doesn't really happen that often, so it's not usually a huge problem. Overall, I am incredibly happy with this keyboard, especially with the fact that I only spent about a tenner on it. And I've been using it for a year, and it hasn't broken or anything like that either. So if you can find this, wireless keyboard, yes, that's the name, I highly recommend it. Anyway, this was the radical review of the future. Goodbye, past me. You're gone forever. No more secondary school. Onwards to cool. I'll see you around. I'm here, I'm behind you, I got you, and guess what you got? You got a Diary of a Wimpy Kid video coming soon. No, you will not be getting a Diary of a Wimpy Kid video that soon. It's filmed, but not edited. It'll probably take me a while to even get around to it.
So for now, you're going to be seeing some shorter stuff. At least I hope that I'll be making shorter stuff. Yeah.